What up, soul fam? So I was journaling and I had to stop because I have to go to work. I'm on my way to work. My husband just came in, sent me off with my donkeys. Now I have to go. Some strange stuff has been happening to me. Actually, the more and more I think about it, I've been having an uptick of weird, strange, noticeably strange, just stuff. Just like I'm noticing a change since I seen those balls of fire flying through the sky. I'm not even quite sure what they were. I don't think they were balls of fire. It looked like some sort of unidentified flying object that was pulsating through the sky. It wasn't like a falling star or a comet. There were 3 of them, and one of them followed me home, and I witnessed all 3 of them. I recorded them. I posted it on my YouTube channel. It was not as clear as I saw it, which is kind of a bummer, but I shared what I could. And ever since then, I've had a subtle, I say subtle, but I feel like it's increasing more and more. I have had a subtle increase of psychic ability. Like a block is being lifted, not has been lifted, is being lifted. There's more information that's coming into me. I'm starting to see energy around me a lot. Like I've seen energy around me before. I've shared it with you guys. I post the videos when I see orb activity or when I'm experiencing orb activity. But this is different. I'm seeing the manifestation of something. It's catching my eye by, it's like a spark of light, but it's not like a flash. It's like all of a sudden it's like a spark and it's there. And it's lingering and it's catching my attention, and I can see it. I can look at it, not directly at it. As soon as I look directly at it, it changes form. But in my peripheral vision, I can look at it and I can watch it and I can see it hovering and moving. And that's what it's doing. That's what my finger's doing. That's the spark of light. But once I look directly at it, it changes. Kind of like Predator. I think that's the movie. The Predator, where that creature is a creature and then he can make himself invisible, but you could still see the outline of him, but invisible. That is what I'm seeing. But what I'm seeing, they're not tall people. They're about, I don't even know what it is, honestly. I can't even say if it's a person. They're definitely some sort of creatures. But when they manifest from a spark or a ball of light, it like forms legs. It's like, and then it's like it walks away. But I was watching it this morning. It was doing it, and I was like, no, this was last night. It was doing it last night. I was watching it, and I was like rubbing my eyes, like, what am I seeing? And it was moving around the ottoman in my living room, and I'm watching it, and I'm following it around. I'm like, this is bizarre. I'm like, I really see something. And then I can see the shift in energy in the room of the house, and there were other things in the house with me. Nothing to be scared of. I wasn't scared at all. I was just definitely aware that there was something there, and I'm like, wow, I'm noticing it. They know I'm noticing it. The cat is noticing it. The cat was chasing it this morning. I seen another spark of light on the floor. The cat and I both saw it at the same time. The cat went after it. Again, yesterday when I was going to do a pick a card reading for you guys yesterday, and I got so sidetracked I just couldn't do it. Like I got through card pile number 1 and then I just got sidetracked. Then I had to go. My cat has this little cat house. It's a shark. And I seen a spark of light on it, and then the cat must have seen it too, and the cat was creeping up to it like real slow, and she was looking at it like Like, she was like, you know, like when a cat is hunting, that's what she was doing as she was going up to it. And I'm like, okay, we both saw it. So we are both witnessing something around the house. Something is definitely around me. Some of you may argue and say, oh, it's because you're doing EVP work. Somebody commented on one of my videos and said, you shouldn't do that EVP work. You're inviting them in. Or I don't know what else they said. I don't know if they said you're inviting them in or you're inviting evil in. Either way, how do you know what I'm inviting in? Like, what is your evidence and proof? I really just dislike when people say that. It's you're so brainwashed by paranormal television. Those people are putting on a show for you. I actually have friends that are in the paranormal, industry, and they're giving out great evidence, great details, and it's 100% real. Okay? Those other paranormal people on TV, they're giving you bullshit. They're telling you stuff that's not true. They're presenting false evidence to you. I'm totally off track here, but I just I just really don't like when people are like, oh, you shouldn't mess around with talking to spirits and walking through a graveyard and communicating with spirits. You're opening up a portal. I'm not opening up a portal. I'm not creating anything bad. I always communicate with anything that wants to communicate with me as long as it is of the light. Oh my God, there's a squirrel. I don't want to hit the squirrel. There's a huge, look at that. There's a huge Mack truck behind me, and I just saved that squirrel's fucking life. I was about to take a Mack truck in the ass for a squirrel. That didn't sound good. Oh my God, today is something. There's definitely an energy lingering, and I know that Mack truck dude is probably like, what the fuck? Okay, so the purpose of this video, there's a purpose to this video, and I'm getting to it. But I just want to clear up something about communicating with with spirits when I'm using my spirit box, or walking cemeteries, or doing EVP work, or doing tarot, or even if I was to mess with the Ouija board, which I don't, and I have my own personal reason for that. Yes, you can invite in, things you don't want to communicate with if you don't know what you're doing. Okay? If you have a fucked up vibration, if you're dealing with a lot of low vibrational BS, you're in a very bad place. You have a lot of aggression, anger, depression, anxiety, stuff like that, then yes, it's a possibility that you can open up something like Pandora's box. Yes, that is a possibility. But I've been doing this for a very long time. We're all divine, and when you tell me that I shouldn't talk to spirit using spirit boxes and tools, I think of it like this. So we pass people on the street, and I say good morning to that stranger. Just because I say good morning to that stranger, I communicate to that stranger, does not mean that I'm going to invite that stranger into my life to be like this negative person that's going to attack me. Not saying that cannot happen, because there are some weirdos in the world. But maybe that was a bad analogy, but whatever. I'm very confident that when I'm doing spirit work that I am safe. Okay, so don't worry about me, you guys. I am safe when I do spirit work. I think it's fascinating that I could communicate with energy that is not in physical form. Even if energy does come through as demonic or evil or negative or low vibrational, I still think it's fascinating to be able to have some sort of open communication. But I've haven't had a bad experience in a whole lot of years. Like, I was going to say a zillion years, but that would be a lie. But from, I think the first time and the only time that I really had a wicked bad experience was when I was a teenager. And that is part of why I will not use a Ouija board. There's a lot of bad, for me, there's a lot of bad energy around the whole thing. But I mean, some people view tarot as the same way. I just had a really bad experience once, but I did not know what I was doing. And I was not grounded or protected. I knew nothing about any of that. So it's just, for me, it's just a little strange. Not to say that I would never try it. I would with a group of trusted people, of individuals, and I would definitely need to have my energy aligned and balanced before I even touched it. But it's just my own personal preference as to why I don't want to use a Ouija board. That experience really rocked my world. So, anyways, I jumped off subject. So, what was the point of this video? I do have points for you because I wrote it down. Actually, it was what I was doing. I was journaling. And, having the experience of that UFO or flying, whatever I seen in the sky. Ever since that happened to me, I'm getting communication coming in, and I'm being guided. It was subtle. And then it was brought to my attention, like, oh wow, this is new for me. And like my dreams, it started with my dreams. I've been having a lot of really crazy dreams. Like in my dreams, I was fighting. I fought where I woke up fighting, and I flung the blanket off of me, and then I sat up, and I was like, oh shit, that was a dream. I'm so glad that was a dream. It was somebody was trying to take me, kidnap me. But I've been having a lot of dreams, like people are coming for me, and like I need to be protected, and I need to watch my back, kind of thing. That's how my dreams have been lately. Astral travel, oof, let me tell you, that's something that really picked up. Even during the day, just daydreaming, I'm able to just astral travel, have an out-of-body experience. Pretty amazing. Very subtle, but very amazing. Even that it's just small and subtle and very beginner, it's still very amazing. I think to myself, wow, this is this amazing, and I'm only at this level. Could you imagine if I really meditated and focused where I could go and where I could be? Then I started to do my own intuition exercises on myself. So I was like eating gummies, which is one of my weaknesses. I'm not really big on sugar, but those gummies, I like them. So don't ruin it for me. Don't tell me how bad they are. I already know. I don't eat them all the time. Once in a great blue moon, I eat them. And when I do, I enjoy them. So I was taking the gummies out, and I was holding them in my fist, and I was putting them up to my third eye, and I was feeling the color. I'm like, green. And then I look at it, green. I eat it. Yellow. I look at it, I'm like, yellow. I'm like, holy shit, I'm getting really good at this. Clear. Look at it. It's clear. I'm like, oh, 3 in a row. I'm like, wow. I'm like, this is really cool. And then all of a sudden my awareness got brought to the day that I saw those 3 pulsing lights in the sky. I've been having some sort of ET trying to communicate with me, or not try. They are communicating with me. They're plugging me in. And when I say they're plugging me in, I say that with a knowing. Not I'm thinking, with a knowing. I get this weird feeling of like a tickle across my face, or like you walked into a spider web and it's stuck to your face. That's them plugging into you. Like they're plugging into my brain. And I think, I don't know this part. I know that the web thing is them plugging me in. But what they're doing to me, I really don't know yet. I think they're opening me up or downloading me with something. I know this really sounds bizarre, and if you are new to my channel, you probably will never come back to this channel again because you're like, this girl has lost her fucking mind. Trust me, I feel like it too, but I'm just sharing my experience with you guys, and that's all I can do. So I've been having that experience a lot lately. There's a lot opening up. My manifesting is like, whoa. Let me just share two things with you. Like, I've always wanted a real turquoise necklace, okay? And I've been wanting one for a long time, and not just recently, like maybe less than a week ago, I thought to myself, I really need to get a turquoise necklace. Look what came into my life. Look at this beautiful piece. It's sterling silver chain and a real authentic piece of turquoise. This piece cost $375. All I did was go to my dad's house to feed him lunch and seen an old friend that's older like my dad that used to take care of me when I was a kid and said, I have something for you. Follow me. I said, okay. And then he opens up his glove box and then he takes this out and he puts it over my head and says, I want you to have this. He has a collection of turquoise jewelry, bracelets, rings, all kinds of stuff. And he says, the first thing he says to me, I want you to have this. My old lady's going to kill me, but I want you to have this. And I'm like, if your old lady's going to kill you, take it back. I don't want you to be killed by, I don't want anybody to be mad at you. He goes, no. I want you to have it. I really want you to have it. And that was that. And I was like, oh my God. It was like the coolest thing ever. And then somebody is selling an RV for $1,000, the one that I want that you can drive. Now this is where it gets a little tricky with the manifestation. Like, I manifested this. It came into my life. It's beautiful. I love it. The RV, on the other hand, piece of shit. $1,000. You get what you pay for, right? I didn't buy it. But it was in this guy's house. His house looked like a junkyard. And I thought, I can make it work. I can give it some TLC. Well, when I got there, it needed more than TLC. It needed the whole damn mommy makeover. I didn't buy it, even though I could have offered him probably $600 for this 1974 something or other. I really, 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 really wanted it. But I manifested an RV. I have to be more specific. So I'm working on that. So I still want an RV. One that's in better shape than the one I went to go look at yesterday. So my manifestation skills are like, bam, since I've seen the thing in the sky. It's like things are just happening. And my awareness of the best time to make them happen is just coming to my knowing, like boom, boom, like today, September 17th, new moon in Virgo, manifestation heaven. Make it happen. Today is the day to make it happen. You say it and it shall be done. And I wanted to do that video with you guys too, but it just never got around to it. So I'm telling you now, today is a day to watch what you say. Today is a lucky day. Today is a day that you can manifest whatever it is that you want. Be very specific in what you are asking for. Write it down. Okay? Write it down and then burn it. Put it out there. Set the intention. Set your goal. Set the focus. Okay, so back to what I was doing. I was journaling. I'm writing these things down in my journal. I'm starting to realize and recognize and notice of what's changing in my life since I've seen those balls of light in the sky. Mind you, I'm in the very beginning stage of whatever these changes are, but they went from being subtle to being brought to my awareness to me knowing that I'm in the very beginning stage of this opening. I'm like this seed that popped up out of the ground, spread the leaves, and I'm starting to grow. And I haven't opened yet, but I'm moving forward to that phase, like the lotus flower, okay? And it's kind of exciting. My energy is different. situations that I would normally get mad at in the past couple of days that have been brought up to me that would normally trigger the shit out of me, I just smile, because it's like I have this inner knowing that it's gonna be okay. People are projecting. I'm allowing them to project, and I'm just like, when they're doing it, because when people project and they're angry, it can mess up your energy. It really can. So you just have to like ground yourself and put a protective bubble around you. Breathe and just know and tell yourself that it's okay. They're projecting. They're going through something. You're past whatever it is they're going through. Allow them to go through it. Don't have a reaction to it. Observe. Just observe. And that's another thing that has changed since I've seen those lights in the sky. I'm noticing auras around things, but that's not really too new, but it's brought back up to my awareness. I've seen that before. But now I'm getting this information. I'm starting to get channeled information, but it's like sort of like prophecy. Like, because I'm getting dates, so that means it's like prophecy, right? I think. So I'm about to share that with you because I wrote it down and I can't read and drive. But I keep hearing October, and I remember when I shared with you guys that sometimes when Spirit talks to me, if I ignore them, they are very persistent and they just repeat things, like whatever it is, just to be like the movie Ghost, when Patrick Swayze is messing with Oda Mae Brown, the Whoopi Goldberg, and he's just like singing and she's like, shut up, and it's because he wants her to relay a message. Well, that's what Spirit does to me. Not like that, but similar to that. So, and I haven't talked about it, I haven't told anybody about it, I just kept it to myself. But they're getting louder and they're bringing it up, and now it's getting to a point where it's distracting me. And that's where that's one of the reasons why I could not do my video yesterday for you guys, the pick a card reading, because when I was getting into it and channeling, it was like I opened up a communication for Spirit to talk louder, and all they kept saying was October, 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 October. Beware, beware, October. Something is going to happen in October. 6611 on that license plate. 6611. A lot of synchronicities too. Synchronicity, tomato. Somebody corrected me the other day when I said that word. So they're screaming October, October, October. Something huge is going to happen in October. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. I just know that there is something. And the last time I felt this way is when I did videos a year ago telling you that something was going to happen in March, and it did. I gave you guys a date. I think I said like March 23rd or 30th or something like that. It was towards the end of the month. That was pretty damn close. So something's going to happen in October. And then I don't want this to be like fear mongering. It's not. It's just awareness. So some people may want to just be prepared for what's coming in October. I'm not sure what it is. All signs point to politics. All signs seem to point to preparation, protection. But I think it's more or less for the bigger cities, not for like small towns and stuff like that, or people that live out in the country. But I don't really know for sure. I just know that they're saying October, October. Preparation for October, preparation for October. So I told my husband maybe we should go buy a bin and like stock up this bin with rice and canned raviolis and stuff like that, and canned food items. He mentioned that I should get a gun, and then that was brought up to my awareness. Get a gun and try to find ammunition. The try to find part is what really struck a chord with me. I was like, try to find ammunition? Like, are people not selling ammunition now? Like, so maybe there is a connection there. Maybe we should be buying a gun and looking for ammunition and starting to prepare to protect ourselves. Something else is going to come. They're doing full disclosure at the moment, and they're doing it softly. Okay, so if you haven't already heard, in New Jersey, everybody thought they saw a UFO, which it was not. It was actually a Goodyear blimp. I looked at multiple videos from multiple people that live in Jersey, and I blew the picture up, and it really does look like a Goodyear blimp. And then I went to Mr. MBB's channel, and he did the same thing I did, but he has way better software, and he was able to verify that it was a blimp. And then he went on to some sort of flight tracker to really verify that it was a Goodyear blimp. But all that, you guys, is like that Goodyear blimp looking the way it did, soft disclosure. So maybe there's going to be some sort of alien disclosure, something in October. I didn't know what year. I was more looking towards like 2023. I thought for sure that there would be some sort of full disclosure. It's a possibility it still may be. Full disclosure may happen in October with everything that's happening with politics and with this whole political stuff. It could go into a civil war, and maybe that's what will bring out full disclosure. I don't know, but I feel like that even if Trump loses, we're gonna go into civil war because the Trump fans will be upset. If Trump wins, we're gonna go into civil war because so many people don't want him to be president. Me, I don't give a rat's ass who's president. It's all a big puppet show anyways, but because this is in the Matrix, it's playing out in this, it's playing out in its reality to those people that are living in that reality, in that dimension. So something is going to happen in October, but while I was journaling, this is my book, I was journaling, September 17th, 2020, it's 63 degrees, new moon in Virgo. And then I write down some personal stuff about, what I'm experiencing. And then I share about the flashes. And then I seen a blue orb of light this morning when I was getting ready for work. And when I seen this blue orb of light, all of a sudden I just was filled up with all of this knowledge that I needed to get out. But I didn't know it was knowledge at the moment. It just felt very like I was filled up with a power, like an energy that I didn't know how to handle. So then, as I was writing this, I wrote I wrote a paragraph, and then all of a sudden I had this really strong urge to go outside. So I did. I went outside and I stood on the ground with my socks, and then I thought to myself, oh, I want to ground, and then something told me I don't need to be barefoot to ground. As long as I'm not wearing rubber soles, I'm grounding. So I thought, okay, I'm grounding. I was breathing. I was looking at the sky. I was admiring, I was being in the moment. Then all of a sudden, boom, it hit me. A sign. 53, the number 53. Now, this is what I wrote down when I seen that number 53 was such a strong sign that I had to look into it more. There was something more to it, okay? 53, 5 plus 3 equals 8. November 9th is in 53 days from today. Today is September 17th. As I was writing this down, I was getting interference on my cell phone. It was going because I was listening to somebody's channel, and I was getting a lot of interference. As I looked up this date, November 9th, I seen this number while I was outside. It was on the side of a truck, and it stuck out to me like it meant something. It really wanted me to dig deeper. It was like there was more to it. I can't explain the feeling. You just have to know that feeling. So for those of you that understand, that's what I was feeling. For those of you that don't understand, I hope one day that you get that feeling so that you have an understanding. Now, this information came to me. Trump is the 45th president. 45, 4 plus 5 equals 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay? Trump is the 45th president. In 53 days, it's the 45th Monday of 2020. In 53 days of today, November 17th, 2020. November 9th is in the sign of Scorpio. And then this is what came to me. The scorpion is going to strike! Exclamation point. Also, November 9th in 53 days falls on a Monday. Monday is Moon Day. November 9th is a new moon. Today is a new moon. The information that I'm receiving is on a new moon. The information of the date that came to me is also going to be on a new moon. On a moon day. 9 is the completion of a cycle. Trump is 74 years old. 7 plus 4 equals 11. That's that right there. That 11, that's significant to me because that's validation that I'm on the right path to something. So something about November 9th. And then my husband walked in, the information of the channel broke. And that was that. So I hope to be able to pick back up on this later when I'm alone and I'm able to go into that meditative state of mind again to see what other information I can add to this. Also, really quick, I want to talk about manifesting. Your sexual energy has something to do with manifesting, having an out-of-body experience, and your psychic gifts. I intend to get deeper into this, but I just want to speak on my own experience. It's kind of personal, but it's sort of embarrassing in a way, but it shouldn't be because it's like spiritually normal. So if you guys are single, try to hold on to that sexual energy. Don't waste it by masturbating. I feel like I'm talking to a kid about the birds and the bees right now. Trying to say this without smiling or laughing. Try to hold on to that sexual energy. Don't waste it on masturbation. Don't waste it on somebody that's not worth having that energy. If you're going to have sex, make it mean something with somebody that is like you. You know, that you guys are, sex feels good and everything, the release of everything. But that's like a waste if it's just like you're doing it for that feeling of the release. Use that feeling for something else. That's a lot of people get into sex magic. That doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. Just two like-minded people wanting to manifest or create something together, and both of you guys using your sexual energy as it rises and releases could manifest something, whatever it is that you're looking to manifest or, open up. For yourself, don't waste it on masturbation because that's just a waste of that strong energy. You can use that built up energy. I didn't even know that you can do this until like three nights ago. I didn't even know I was doing it. I was just meditating, and then all of a sudden something happened down there. It was like a sexual release, but I wasn't doing anything to create it. It just happened. But now I noticed where I was at mentally. Now physically I was calm and I was like meditating, like that meditative state. And then I noticed a change in my breath. It was like a weird, almost like a snoring. Like when you hear somebody that's not in a coma, but kind of like how my dad sounded when he was having a seizure, that snore. And it was like a weird breathing snore, or like when somebody's passing away, it was like a weird breathing snore. Well, I was experiencing that. I'm remembering this. I was experiencing that, And then I was experiencing like belly breaths, like the whole time was like like the breath of fire, like that, but in a more calmer way. And then all of a sudden there was this weird, strange feeling, this rise and release, and then boom, I was pushed out of my body. Now I'm realizing that I'm laying there in the bed, but I'm also realizing I'm outside of my body. And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I'm having an out of body. I'm aware that I'm having an out of body experience. I'm consciously aware of this. And I was somewhere else, and I was looking in the window at somebody, and I was watching everything, and I was like, okay, I'm going to open my eyes. And me outside of my body was like, no, you're having an experience. Just allow the experience. It's not weird. Just feel it. So I was aware that I was having this out of body experience. My unconscious mind was allowing my conscious mind to realize, to be aware that I was having this out of body experience. And that's what the symbolic meaning of me looking into this window of these two gentlemen. I don't know who they were, but one guy was sitting on a couch and by the window, and his blinds were there, and I could see everything. And the other guy was getting up from his bed, and he lifted his blanket up to get out of his bed. And then they looked up, they turned around to look at me, and boom, I was gone. And then I was flying around, and then all of a sudden I was like, what is going on? And then like I just started seeing white, and then I was starting to see faces of people. I don't know who they were, but they were just people, and they were looking at me like this. Like they were aware that they could see me, and then I could see them, and then boom, I came back in my body, and all of a sudden I said, like I had this huge breath, and was in my body, and then I just laid there awake, and I was like, that was an amazing experience. And I documented everything of how I felt before it all happened. And then I was listening to David Wilcock's talk, and he was talking about the importance of your sexual energy and how it helps you time travel and how it helps you have these out-of-body experiences. And I was like, holy shit, that happened to me. I didn't realize, I mean, I know about sex magic, but I didn't know it was how important your sexual energy is to have these experiences as a human. So it's like, whoa. So I needed to share that with you guys. I'm sorry this video bopped around a little bit and maybe made no sense. Maybe it made sense. I don't know. I'm super excited. I didn't really have a set topic to talk about. I just needed to share all of that with you, even though it seemed very random. But I'm a little late, but I needed to share and finish that story with you guys. So I have to go to work now, and I hope to pick up on this conversation later on, and I hope to pick up on that channeling about the number 53. If any of you guys felt anything or have any information about the date of November 9th, please share. If there's some sort of crazy holiday in the world on that day, if there's something in politics, because I don't really know anything about politics, if that's the day that, I know that you vote on November 3rd, but a couple days later is November 9th. Does something happen in the White House on that particular day? I don't know. If you guys know something or can add to this, or you have an inkling about something, please share with me. I love you guys, and I'll touch base with you later. Mwah!